Hello, welcome to Hila-P Sports and Entertainment TV. We are back again. This is midweek review of what transpired last week as far as the Premier League and also other domestic leagues are concerned. CBN, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Without wasting much of the time, we know how it transpired last week. Big teams meeting each other, especially the Super Sunday that involved Arsenal and Liverpool. Those who are showing themselves on top of the league, as far as the league, Premier League is concerned. Let us start first of all with Manchester United and Burnley. How did you see that game? That game really, it was a tough one because Man U scoring and Burnley coming back, and Man U scoring, Burnley coming back before the late night drama that happened, and which it is the penalty. Now it's a question. You will start from the beginning, but first of all, that last mistake from that defender, was he supposed to do that?
It was reckless. He was very, very reckless because the game was already going for headed for a draw.
Yes.
2-2 draw, and then from nowhere he started dragging Ahmad. It was foolish.
Drag to the of and drag him into the 18-yard box.
We were dragging him, and he was running inside the box, and we were still holding. Instead of him to just leave, I think it was he just cost his team the 1 point they were already going to go home.
He really did. It was a tough one at Old Trafford, and it was an amazing one because I really enjoyed that game. Manchester United scoring, Burnley coming back, Man U scoring again, Burnley coming back before the late drama. So generally in that game, how did you see that game?
Initially before the game, during our pre-match briefing, we talked about it. I told you, because of the way Man U are playing this season, I didn't see them winning that game. In fact, I actually gave it to Burnley, but somehow maybe they performed very well beyond my expectation.
You really came close because if not the drastic mistake by the defender that minute, which you should also showcase that you really very much because losing to blind draw against Burnley at home. It shows that
it has been as good as a loss.
We really spoke about that particular game because Burnley just came back from the championship, and we nobody expected them to put the surprises they did that.
Exactly. And if you look at the countenance of Ruben Amorim during that 2-2 draw, when it was headed for extra time, when the camera showed him, he was already dumbfounded. He was like, this is over. I mean, like, when you look at it, you'll be like, it seems he already knows that something bad is going to happen if he doesn't win this match. And luckily for him, that Burnley player, I think he was the striker. It was a striker.
Forward, that had to, the second goal.
The one that came back, he wanted to defend. I think he just wanted to help. But unfortunately for him, he made a very reckless.
No, it's not bad to have a contact, but the holding Ahmad down to the 18.
But it was very reckless, and it cost them the 1 point. So it saved Amorim's
at least 4 points in three games.
Yeah.
So do you see Manchester United finishing in bottom? Top half?
I can't really say.
For now,
I cannot.
Because normally I've written them off from day one.
I think if they continue the way they played against Burnley, when they meet all these small teams, maybe they can finish in the top half of the table come May next year. But from the look of things, it doesn't really look like we should trust them for now. Let's just watch and see.
Okay, Chelsea beating Fulham our home, and in that particular game there was so many missteps, so much drama. Stamping the stamping that the VAR had to give. Not really disallowing. I mean the stamping that really caused them from desire to go. And that particular, do you see that as a foul? That's not what the letter said.
Yes, I think the referee association came back after the man was like, it was not a foul. The goal should have been allowed to stand, but I don't think so. I think it was a foul. In as much as Muniz did not do it intentionally. Chalobah actually came up to try to stop him. Unfortunately for Muniz, he stamped on Chalobah. To me, it was a clear foul. Them coming out to say it was not, shouldn't have.
Webb really said, Webb said that the VAR and referee should have looked the intention behind the stamping than looking at the stamping or its own. But for me, for football fans, everybody they are furious. Why would the referee? They had to recall back to what happened during Chelsea Arsenal match back in the days when the likes of Mateo Kovacic was in Chelsea. When he was actually stamped and he was shown the red. So all those mixed up. So I think VAR and the refereeing body, they need to look into this deeper and know which way, with the best way, or because I'm seeing that this is a new rule, because for them to allow the goal to be ruled out, so rather to cancel the goal, it shows that it's a new rule. But for the referee body coming out and saying that okay, even the VAR assistant referee was suspended during Liverpool and Arsenal game, who is supposed to be there. So does it mean that they're not working? What is it? Is there any maybe breach of communication between the referee body and the VAR?
It's not. I don't really think it's a matter of a breach of communication. I think maybe they're interpreting the rule of the game differently.
Okay.
The referee chief and those people that actually handled the match, those people that were in the VAR room that very day, I think the both of them are actually interpreting these rules differently. But because most of us that were watching the match felt it was a foul. When somebody comes to stop
mark a ball, and
you stamped on the person, whether you did it knowingly or unknowingly, whether it was intentional or not. It should.
There is a stamp.
That's the main thing. So and the VAR correctly ruled it out that okay, this goal should not have been allowed, cannot be allowed to stand due to the fact that this guy was stamped before the goal was caught. So I mean, them coming out to say the decision was wrong, it's really not on. I can't really understand it.
There's actually another argument when that the ball touched João Pedro's hand before it now went off. Before it was not played, and the second the ball had touched Cesar's hands and it was a penalty. Then how do you see? Are you expecting that VAR should have ruled that game off?
Okay, again, in that particular incident, I think when you look at what happened, João Pedro's hand was up, but the contact from the Fulham's player to his hand was close. That's hand to ball, if in my own understanding, because when your hand is close to whoever that wants to play a shot or play a ball, clear off a ball, and then it hits your hand, if the distance is not, I think there's a distance that when
it was, because he was even the post match, when he was being asked, they asked him, how did you see the ball? He said the ball was kind of going out of his hand is just close to his hand. He was moving also, the arm was moving out before it not touched. So maybe that should be the idea. But it don't what normally fans the normal rival fans, they are really saying that Chelsea they are bought over and the referee. So
rival fans will always have their own opinion. I mean, when the fans are there watching the football match, everybody as a football fan
will have their opinions.
To
banter and have
so they will always have their own opinion, but then the referee in the pitch is one that makes the final decision. I feel that one again is a correct decision, because if you watch the match, it took them time. They reviewed all these incidents one by one, and then they actually reviewed it to the point that they actually checked whether Caicedo fouled Alex
Iwobi. Yes.
I mean, they took their time to review all these things. So I think it was a correct decision.
Now, before the last but not least, looking at Liverpool up against Arsenal, a very dramatic match, a very intense match, and we saw what happened, what really played out, and the right back who played at the right back, who was managing the right back, the way he really, the free kick, the way he scored the free kick, it was so amazing, and Arsenal really lost a point, because Arsenal were really going for a point in that game, and at the end of the day, they had to lose. They lost outrightly. How did you see that game?
It was an interesting football encounter, because these are the two heavyweights currently in the Premier League.
Yes.
So the match was interesting. people, I think I think Arsenal had a little edge when you talk about the odds, because they've played better than Liverpool this season. So going into the match, most people expected Arsenal, if it was going to end in a win.
What was your verdict?
I gave it to Arsenal.
Yeah, he did.
I gave it to Arsenal because I felt that they were more organized and they played better football.
And especially when it comes to when it comes to set pieces.
And yes, exactly. And it would have played out, but unfortunately for them, that free kick from Szoboszlai was out of.
No, Szoboszlai was really. I don't know. He later won the man of the match. Was he or another person won it?
I think it was given to him. I may not be very sure, but I think it was given to him because I think apart from the goal, he actually
played well. He stopped Martinelli. Martinelli was not unable to see his clear, and even when he interchanged with Madueke was unable to play for him, especially from that ring. So that.
But Madueke did well in that game.
No, I mean in that particular that position of Szoboszlai, because Szoboszlai was so evident, and his position was really fact.
Yeah,
he really did well. Okay, the surprising one the last weekend was Aston Villa losing at home to Crystal Palace. How did you see? Because that particular game, I was surprised losing 3-0. Emery losing 3-0 to Crystal Palace at home.
But it's not. This is surprising. The most surprising one should be Man City Brighton.
No, we are coming to that. You know, because can I say Man City played away from home? We are talking about Emery playing at home at Villa Park, losing 3-0. 3-0. Coming a team like Crystal Palace coming to take clean shit from your home.
But you know, Crystal Palace.
And 3 goals.
Crystal Palace is not
with 3 points.
Your normal team now these days.
Yeah, they're form.
They are in a very huge form because if you consider their last 10 matches so far, they both in the league and in the FA Cup and everything, they've done very well. They are really good. They're really good. In the other hand, Aston Villa has not performed good enough. They've not been good enough this season so far. I think they have been finding a way. They are having a lot of issues with financial fair play. That's why they have not been able to go to the market and then get some reinforcement and add to the team they have already. But which I think the closing days they did, but we'll come to that. Go on, continue. So when you look at their performance this season, I think I was surprised that it was up to 3-0, but I was not. You were explaining more that. Okay, yes, okay, good. Because, thank you, because I was surprised. I was surprised they were outplayed. They were outplayed. Like they were. Well, if it comes to those who are, they said they were. They were whitewashed at home. They were whitewashed at home. And when teams lose with that kind of margin, a team that you would expect that they will compete with, even if it's a draw, at least you will say, okay, yes, you begin to question the attitude of the players, the dressing room, and all that. So it was a very bad day in there. Now the Manchester City up against Brighton up against Manchester, because that particular game Manchester played away from home at the Amex Stadium. I was surprised that City going up.